this lesson and honestly the next few really like baby step your way into whatever it is that we're learning. So like today's lesson really did a lot of review on how to multiply binomials. And then we did that, we practiced it, we looked at like some patterns within it. And what you should have noticed is that, and I'm going to use the x and the n, hopefully that's not. But whenever it's really simple factored form like this, the standard form always looks something like this, where the number in front of the x to the first power was always whatever the sum of n and n were. And then the last term was always the product of n and n. Okay, so it was always sum and then product. So that's why sometimes when you watch other math videos, they might show you like a shortcut to multiplying is add these two numbers and multiply these two numbers. But that only works when the setup is like this. And then of course, when we're factoring this AC method, I still use the A, so technically it still works when A is not one, but there's just one added step when A is not one. But this method I showed you, let's actually factor something. Let me think for a second. Let me try to pick one up in my head. Okay, I just made one up in my head. All right. If we're factoring it using this method, we need to multiply A and C together and put it on the top of this diamond. So what's my A table 4? Can you tell me what's my A? It's the number in front of the x squared if it's not written. Nope. So listen to the question I'm asking. The number in front of the x squared, if it's not written, is always 1. You always gotta look. What's that number in front of the x squared? It's 1. What's my c value in this table 6? My c value? 16. We have no clue what I'm talking about, A, C, whatever. We're going from the standard form of quadratics. All right, so A times C, 1 times 16 is 16. That will go on the top. Your B value will always go on the bottom. So like B from the bottom, 10 will go here. And the signs do matter. They both have to be positive. We don't need to write the plus sign if it's already positive, but now you're looking for two numbers that multiply to the top number and at the same time add to the bottom number. So what multiplies to get 16, but at the same time adds to 10? Would it be like 4 and 4? Does that add to 10? Multiply to 16, but doesn't add to 10. I need two numbers that multiply to 16 and add to 10. Better? 8 and 2. 8 and 2. All right, trying to find my pen, it's lagging. 8 and 2. And to make it work, they both have to be positive, right? So then when I write my final answer in factored form, it'll look like this, with the signs corresponding to if it had to be positive or negative to make it work. So then say that it was, I don't know, a negative 10 that we needed and a positive 16. How would we adjust the 8 and the 2 to make it work now if that was the case? Negatives on both. Because two negatives multiply to give you a positive, right? And they would add to give you the negative 10. And then for this one, it would be x minus 8 and x minus 2. And that standard form would have been x squared minus 10x plus 16, by the way. So this, I used similar numbers. This is a completely different example than the one on top of it. Okay? But that's what we did today. That's one way of factoring. To me, that's the easiest way. You could also like try to do area models, but to me, I think that's hard. Because usually in the area models, there's 4 numbers before it becomes 3 numbers. To me, this is the easiest way to organize your thinking. I see that a lot of you are already done, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about what you're supposed to do for tomorrow in here. You're going to have a lesson to do in algebra already, but you'll also have a coloring activity to do, and it's about this. It's about this exact thing that I showed you today. You have to show work in order to get the full credit, so do not just give me answers. The key will have just answers for that reason. I need you to show me the work, and the work could be as simple as you putting it in the diamond like this. Okay, so I'm going to pass that out now because I know a lot of people are already done. I guess that's the downfall of you guys actually really understanding it, is that your work gets done like way fast. But I mean, it's better than you not knowing how to do it for the whole hour. I'll take requests on the screen later in class, but you can also ask as you go.